Oh God, I don't know. God. Can we just have a meeting, a prayer meeting for these white folks? Like, we just need a prayer meeting for these white folks because after these people find out that 70% of them are actually on welfare and the more people that enjoy DEI is still them, because initially they thought it was black rights and they just got a shocking discovery and a lot of them came online to start whiling their mouth and be crying. I saw this particular video on my clips on my FYP that can actually interest you guys, where I don't know if I would say he is actually educating his fellow white men. But let me just go ahead and roll out the clips for you guys so you guys can watch from beginning to the end and let me know what you guys actually think about this particular clips. Anyways, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. If this is the first time tuning, subscribe, like, comment and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with that being said, let me just roll out the clips so that you guys can see and I'll come back with commentaries.
I think black privilege is the way that y'all judge women if they don't make their man's plate. Cause see, you can't do that shit if you white. What? These white bitches crazy. I talk mad shit. You think I trust that bitch not to poison me? I don't know how. You don't know how much I want of everything. First of all. Second, the f I look like sitting around waiting on a woman to take care of me. I'm a grown ass man. It don't even seem like a sign of respect towards the man in the way that y'all be framing it. You know what I'm saying? It kind of seemed like disrespectful to the woman, and it make the man seem incompetent, you know, because, well, she got to take care of him. Clearly, he's too dumb to make a plate. Y'all got to understand, white people do not think about their mans like that. They are not like, oh, I should pamper him. He's a king. No. White women make it very clear that you are not the prize, okay? I would be suspicious as hell if my girl started being nice to me. I'm like, bitch, you cheating. I know it's a stereotype in the black community that white women is easier to deal with, but I'll tell you right now, bro, that ain't true. You know how black women, they'll like change their wigs and stuff like that. It just feel like you with a totally different woman, you know? She looked totally different. All right, white women kind of do that, but like with their mentality, every day it's a different bitch in there. It might be a different bitch multiple times a day. But the one thing that every one of them bitches share is that this shit ain't about you. And they make sure to keep your confidence at a certain level, you know? You better not get too uppity. But to be fair, I guess we don't want overly confident honkies anyway, so maybe that's for the best.
White boys, let me talk to you real quick. You need to realize, okay, more white men need to realize what an absolute GD privilege it is to be with a black woman, all right? First of all, they have many reasons not to give you the time. And if they do, you better fucking latch on tight and hold on forever. Because when I tell you that they will just make your life better in every way, shape, and form, the black wife effect's a real thing. Now, this pretty much goes for kind of women in general, but especially Scrasa. When the secrets they will let you in on, just the better version of yourself that you will become, the better looking version of yourself that you will become. You just have no idea what you're missing out on, how basic you've been your entire life until you get one of these women in your life. And it is just magic that you can't even understand until you got it firsthand. So if she gives you the time, fellas, put a goddamn ring on it.
I feel bad for the black dudes that fall in love with white women, because I'm seeing out here John Cannon get scrutinized for having a white wife, and I feel like I could speak on it because I have a black wife. I fell in love with a black woman. Ain't nobody ever tried to tell me that I can't speak on white women or white people.
Now I can see where this man came from was not a place of being malicious or, facetious or anything like that, right? But this is where culture and history is extremely important, because then if he knew the dynamic between black men and white women and black women and white men, he would know that they were completely different. He never had to feel this way because he's never been the butt of the joke. He never had to feel this way because him just simply existing did not bother a whole nother couple. Now, can black men and white women be in a relationship and not bring up black women at all in any conversation? Yes, absolutely. But more than often it happens because in history, there's always been this silent hatred towards black women amongst white women. The whole I can do what you can do, I can have what you can have, even from the time of slavery. And if you knew the psychological behavior of black men, you would know that black men fell into white supremacy a whole lot more and a whole lot higher than black women did. Now, can this happen with a black woman dating a white man? Yes, absolutely. But more than often in history, white men never felt beneath black men. And the only time you ever get that effect, typically even now in this day and age, is in the physical or sexual aspect. Black men and black women have a completely different trauma, and they respond in relationships in a completely different way. Now, both of them need help in many different ways, and that's just the truth. And if I can break it down in a more simple way, black men deal with self-hatred at a much higher level. Them dating black women reminds them of themselves. Them dating white women helps to remove that self-hatred from themselves, even though it actually doesn't. Black women are dealing with lack of protection, so typically when they're dating white men, black men are typically either still their preference or they are so tired of trying with black men that they have ended up dating white men. But their love is typically cultivated in pain, so you get two completely different responses.
I prefer to date black men. This bothers more people than it should. I don't just date black men, but when I share this with other people, they want to know why. Why would a white woman want to date a black man so much? The same reason I would want to date any other race. I do think that there are certain traits and characteristics that black men hold that attract me more, and they're attracted to me, and we just click and it's a thing. But overall, it just seems that I have a stronger connection and chemistry with black men than other races. I'm at a point in my life where I want someone that I can grow old with, that I can have a future with. I really don't care what the race is. I'm not saying that this is their intentions because I don't know them. But usually when something like this is asked, there is no right answer. So often when a white woman shares that she prefers to date black men, it is then a firing show against the white woman and against black men. It's okay for you to not understand why a white woman would want to date a black man. It's not yours to understand. And it's also okay to keep those thoughts in your head.
Men are really the white women of the black community. Like, think about it. Black men are protected and infantilized by black women just like white men infantilize and protect white women. We both uphold and conform to patriarchy, even though it's a system that really was never made for us to begin with. And this last one is the most egregious one in my opinion. We both take the credit for things that black women have already done. We took the paychecks from our wives when it was hard for us to find work after we got emancipated from slavery. And we did it in order for us to feel like we were less emasculated and more in control of our lives. And we took credit for the work done by black women and gay men during the civil rights movement and almost completely abandoned their needs after we felt like we got what we needed. And even in the church, the women setting up bake sales, teaching Sunday school, and overall just helping the church to work like a well-oiled machine for years never got the credit they were due because it was given to the pastors and the deacons. I would never understand why we get so upset with our women when they want more from us, when they want us to be more supportive of them, when they've supported us for years. Black men need to start holding ourselves accountable, especially those that don't abide by patriarchy and aren't misogynistic, because unfortunately there's the brothers that don't know or refuse to learn are not going to listen to this kind of stuff from women.
If you are a white woman and you are dating, in love with, married to a black man, I want you to listen up. There are certain things that you need to know. And I don't think this is spoke about enough. But the most dangerous thing in this world are the tears of a white woman. And if you truly love the black man that you are with, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, including protecting him from yourself. And what do I mean by that? My son was dating a white woman. My son is biracial. They got into an argument in public, and she started to scream and cry. And my son immediately left the scene. She was outraged. She couldn't believe my son left. My son left because my son knew that if he stayed there and this woman was crying and screaming at him, a black man, there was not going to be any questions asked. He was going to be thrown to the ground. He was going to go to jail. It was not going to be any questions asked because this white woman was crying and screaming about him. Now, I'm sure this female may have been hurt. Her feelings was hurt. She was a little emotional. However, when you are dating a black man and you're a white woman, you need to understand that sometimes your feelings and your emotions have to take a back seat to not cause harm to the person you are dating, that you love, that you are married to. And I'm not telling you that if you are truly in danger, not to get help. But if you're just emotional, you're just pissed off, and you want to scream and hoop and holler, in public is not the time. Because that can turn out very deadly for the black man that you claim to love so much, whether you realize it or not. If you were just dating a white man and you were yelling, nobody would really pay any attention to that shit. But when people see a white woman and a black man and you're screaming, all hell will break loose. Because when white women cry, everybody responds. Even if the shit is stupid, even if it's frivolous, even if it's a lie. The most deadliest thing in this world are white women tears. I have said this time and time again. And I learned this very, very early in life. I grew up in the projects. I was raised by two wonderful black women that helped my mother raise me. So I know what I have witnessed, what I have experienced, and I know for a fact of what I speak. I learned very early in life that I could be a voice for my friends and my family because people would listen to me far more than they would listen to them. And if you listen to anything I have ever said to you on this app, if you are a white woman and you are dating a black man, you are in love with a black man, you are married to a black man, you need to know that you need to have his back and protect him at all costs, even if it is protecting him from you. Handle that shit at home if you are not in danger.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome. I just know what I would say. Being with a black person is a huge privilege as someone that is white. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, I don't even advise melanin popping skin men to actually go ahead and start dating white ladies. I don't advise that. For crying out loud, a lot of them have been coming up online to be like, they don't even shower. They don't even, like, if the ladies don't even shower, like, what will be about the men? So it is even a very big privilege. And that is why I love the second clip where the guy was literally telling his fellow white men that being with someone that looks like me as a black person is a favor that we're doing you people. It is a very big favor. Like, ask like 30% or to even 50% of white ladies that have actually been in a relationship with that guys, they find it more joy and more appealing. That is why you see some of these white ladies having to leave their location, go to African countries to get black women, to marry black women, to marry black men. Why? Because they see it as something valuable. But as far as I'm concerned, I do not even advise my fellow melanin popping skin to actually go ahead and marry someone that is not of their race. Yes, because it is even more better for you to marry your race so that you can really understand the part where you are coming from. Do not get me wrong, right? I'm not saying that anybody that actually wants to marry from any other race, you know, everybody acts differently and everybody knows exactly how they can actually manage a particular person. So if you see the person and you feel like, okay, this person is someone I can actually roll with, I can actually go with, fine. You get what I'm trying to say? But it is so sad that you see some of these white men coming up here to be like, oh, dating, like, it's not a privilege. We are the one giving you people the privilege. We are the one giving you guys that particular privilege that we've been giving you guys from the day one till date. Despite the fact that a lot of you will not even respect that particular privilege. So that is all I see. Yes. And you see a black woman, you worship her, you tell her thank you. When you see a black man, you applaud. I've seen some clips flying where some white folks, which is their ladies, were actually crying online and be like, I can never date my fellow white people because one, white people sucks and so on and so forth. Like, I've seen videos that they literally, if you ask them interviews, street interviews, they'll be like, I think I prefer a black man. Some of them will tell you, I'm not doing my race. I prefer a black man and I'll continue to date a black man, get married to a black man. But for me, stay on your race. Marry your race so that they can actually understand where you're coming from. Do you get? There are also some black men that will tell you that they don't want black women, that they are going to marry other races. Just like one ginger guy that his video actually went viral. That was last 2 months, yeah, or last month, I think so, that his video actually went viral where he was like, I can't date a black woman do this, black women do that, they don't wear culture, blah blah blah. So everybody have their own choice. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. What race would you like to date? Would you like to date an opposite race, or you would like to date or marry your same race? I really want to get your opinion from you. Anyways, if you have not subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to the original creator of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be saying, and I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye guys, I love you. But let me know what you think in this video.